All right. Joe Quinones is back in the podcast. Last time she was here, she was with Zeke and Ismael talking about creative things they can do to make money during the pandemic because it sucked. But anything had changed lately?
No, it's much more of the same. It's still the studio still in. It doesn't know where to go.
What's up with your people? What's up with your people? Come on. I mean,
Now,
it's
which people
going
are you
back and
talking about?
forth, man.
We got dancers, we got Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. Which people are you talking about? Minorities?
I don't know. I don't know. For some reason, they stubborn and wearing masks and doing social, and then it goes back to phase one again.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's tired of it, and I understand, but um, to some, dance is is life. Is everything. So when you don't have that, you will break some rules in order to get some that you want. So it's all good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Quinones is bachata diva,
Oh my
and
God.
I don't mean that literally. What I meant is that she started this group called Bachata Diva. You could see that on Facebook page Bachata Diva, and her team is now named Bachata Diva, not the Phoenix anymore. No.
Well, first of all,
Aha.
Rodney, you helped come up with this group
Bachata
along with
Diva.
Kathy Reyes.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that it's already been about, I don't even know how many years,
Yeah.
I'm going to just say 6 years.
Has it been
The
6 years?
fact that you
Wow.
still don't know how to say the name correctly,
What? How do I say it?
Divachata.
Oh my God. I always messed up when I interview you, dude.
Oh, shit.
What the hell is going on? But I know that something was wrong. It sounded wrong.
The way that
Divachata, holy
the
shit.
way I was sitting in your, I think, yeah, I was sitting on your floor, and the whole purpose of the Divachata was that it was taking the word diva and the bachata
All right.
instead of saying the bachata, diva, but it's okay.
I stand
You,
corrected.
everybody, it's all good.
Okay. Anyways, what's your background, Joe? Where were you born?
I was born in Philly at
Philadelphia.
University.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born in a university. See, I was already smart. I was already there.
Ha.
No, but yeah, I was born in Philly, and from the age of, well, till the age of 5, I was going back and forth from Philly to Puerto Rico to DR, because my mom is from DR, my dad is from PR, and since all their families were separated like that, we would always just jump over and over, and so yep, that's where I was raised.
So when people see you, do they think of you as a Boricua or Dominicana?
I think when they first see me, they might think Boricua.
For sure. That's how I
Um,
see you.
when they hear me, they ask if I'm Cuban, but when they get to know me, they'll think I'm Dominican. So I'm all over the place. I think the
You-
reason why the whole Dominican thing is because I spend more time with my mom
yeah.
than I did with my dad, but I lived on the island. Like I was an islander, my first language was Spanish. So
You're
yeah.
like Dominic Malte is half Puerto Rican and Dominican.
I know, and there's a few of us out there. There
Yeah, there's a few of you.
supposedly that mix is not supposed to mix, but here
Is,
we are.
is Prince Royce just Puerto Rican, not Dominican, right?
Prince Royce, I thought was just full Boricua.
I think full Boricua. The one who's half and half is Romeo, both Puerto
Romeo
Rican
is half
and
and half.
Dominican. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, what's your background in dancing? How did you, besides salsa, okay, besides salsa, bachata, what really is your background from dancing since you were young?
Since I was young, it was ballet and
Ballet.
jazz.
Yeah.
And after that, right out of high school, I went into ballroom.
Ballroom, yeah.
And then from ballroom, I think I want to say maybe a year into being in ballroom, my boss at the time was like, "Hey, I need you to learn more moves because the salsa thing is happening and is going crazy. So dance with me." I think no, not dance with me yet. Was it dance with me? I forgot. It was one of those. Anyway, shall we dance? Jennifer Lopez, one of them. Anyway,
Shall We Dance with Jennifer
crazy,
Lopez.
went
Dance
crazy.
with Me was
with Cheyenne.
Yeah, no, you're Cheyenne, yes.
Yeah, but no, I just don't remember which movie it was. But anyway, and it was really hot. The salsa thing was really hot. But where I was in the ballroom studio, everything was so ballroomy that they were like, we need more street. So I started going out, and I started seeing what the salsa scene was in the IE. But that's where I started the salsa scene, and then it started going on to the LA scene. So I was going to like Steven's Steakhouse when I was like 18, and just seeing what this whole street salsa was about. So I was still doing the ballroom with the street salsa, and because I was doing the ballroom during the day, the street salsa at night, I figured I'd just combine the two eventually. And then I got into Otero Dance Company with Gloria Otero, and she taught me more stuff. So it was like I have a lot of things in me.
Do you speak
Dancer,
do you speak Spanish fluently?
sí.
So is there a difference between speaking Spanish Dominican or Puerto Rican, or are they all the same speed?
Adiós, pero claro, no, there is a humongous difference.
Oh my God.
The minute I hear the Dominican accent, it's like it gets inside my veins. Like I know that accent. The Dominican accent is an accent where it kind of, it's like a worry accent, like, hey, but what you doing? So in Spanish, it kind of sounds like, pero mire, ¿qué lo que? ¿Por qué tú estás haciendo eso? So it's kind of like a, oh man, it's kind of like that accent. Like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. Boricua, now I gotta dip into my father's side. The L and the R thing. Porque entonces lo que hicimos fue anoche, entonces, y esto, y fuimos al mal, pero entonces estaba cerrado, y no, so it's like, tanana, tanana.
Yeah.
And so to me, those accents are so like night and day. It's just totally different for me. And so I get all mixed up because I've been living here for so long that I've been listening to the Mexican accent. So
Oh, yeah, there's a difference also, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just jambalaya, you know?
Oh my God. Now, when it comes to your Gemini, what's it like being a Gemini?
It's confusing.
Why?
It's confusing. If you only see me from the shows and you've seen me, you see me now, you know that this is Joe. There's another Joe.
So it's true. So it's true that you have different personalities.
I do. And the thing is, I feel like my Gemini personalities are also Gemini, so they have their own thing. But I do know that there is a Joe the Show. That's the one that had to put on the eyelashes today because I just can't bear being without it on being Joe the Show. But there's also a Joe that she's an 80s freak nerd that loves to chill and have fun and has a huge heart and just wants to save all the animals.
Nice.
You know, and cares way too much about stuff.
So you mentioned 80s. Who were your influences entertainment-wise?
Definitely Michael Jackson, of course. Madonna. And then Janet, because to me, it was kind of both of them put together.
Yes, of course.
So Janet to me was Michael and Madonna put together, the two M&Ms. And I wasn't so much when I was little. I was actually told by my mom that they were influencing me with Iris Chacon. So Iris Chacon was one of the Puerto Rican entertainers before the whole J-Lo thing, you know, with big booty and she was all sexy. And there's pictures of me apparently dancing just like her when I was like this little, you know. So I do know that I've always been influenced by some sort of arts. My mom has always took me to plays. And I've always seen espectaculo, you know. It's always been here.
Yeah.
And you know, they used to give me a brush to, you know, sing when I was little and entertain.
So you were already a performer when you were a kid.
Yeah. So to me, when I saw whoever I saw did the same thing, just bigger, it attracted me to it. You know, people that were free to, and in the 80s, what better era to be free? I mean, look at my earrings right now. They're straight up humongous watermelons. Look at my hat, by the way.
I can't wait for Wonder Woman 1980. Because there's going to be a lot of 80s theme there. It'll be great.
Yeah, and so the 80s to me was such a huge influence because of the music videos. They all had dancers in it. They all said a story. So I grew up knowing that when you did a show, you're telling a story.
Yeah,
And so to me, any artist that does that on stage or does it anywhere, I those are my influences.
I see. Yeah, and of course that's music, that's entertainment. Now, when it comes to dancing, who are your influences? I know Michael Jackson's what, but when it comes to the Latin dancing,
That's the thing that, yeah, the Michael Jackson thing. I mean, there's no way I can dance like him. There's no way. I can do the moonwalk, not the greatest, but I know I can do it. But as far as Latin, when I first started, um, I would have to say that one of the biggest ones that stand out is Tito and Tamara. Tamara. Uh, her poise, her lines, her charisma,
very
her
clean. Yeah.
her womanhood on
Yes.
stage. She
Yes, of course.
demands it, you know, and it's so it's so beautiful and almost effortless, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and then I didn't know that I had idols until I saw Jordan and Tatiana.
Is that right? Okay.
Oh my God, look, I goosebumps.
Now,
Man,
tell me why. Is it because of their movements or it's just because of their charisma on stage?
everything about them, the fact that they grew up together, they're friends, first of all. The
Yes.
connection is there. They used to date, but they stopped dating, but they
Right.
continued their dancing. He is now married. She's
Yeah,
moved
he just got
on.
married. Congrats, dude. He just got married.
Right?
Yeah.
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 And so to me, and I haven't even started talking about the dancing yet.
Ah,
And to me, that's a major part. If you don't have that connection, well, I'll just say me. If I don't have a connection with my partner that I can have off stage, I don't feel that on stage I'm going to be dynamic.
I see.
I
Yeah.
feel that it's going to be fake and it's going to be cookie cutter. You
Yeah.
know, there's times where, and I've had partners where it just did not work out. It was like this constantly, you know, but then there are those partners where it's like that connection, it was just magical. We could talk about the same thing. We could argue about different things, but then still agree on something. And I felt that Jordan and Tatiana had that,
Yeah.
like from the get go. And the way they feel the music, and I know you're never supposed to like sing while you're you know performing, and I understand that. Tatiana, you can see it in her, you can see it in both of them. And I watch them and I am so mesmerized because I'm visualizing by watching them what the music is doing.
Yeah.
I can see it. It is right in front of me. And just that energy. And every time they end so powerful and they always hug each other. And it's so great to see that. And to me, that's what I've always wanted. Also the fact that they take other genres into their West Coast swing.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah.
You know? And to be honest, not okay. This is gonna sound horrible. I admire so many people in our Latin scene, so many people. But I think to me, what really drives me are other genres. Because why do I mean I understand that these are, you know, people that I want to see and I want to dance with in my
Yeah.
scene. But the thing is, people have already seen that.
True.
So why am I going to try to copy that? I'm going to try to look over here, try to see how I can make this and bring it into that. And
Yeah.
also just because I'm not that, I'm mixed. I'm mixed in everything. I'm a Gemini. I'm a mixed breed. I'm a hybrid, you know. So me mixing my dances is what brings me joy.
Natural.
It
Yeah.
keeps my dance life doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. 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 So, okay. So, when you do choreography, how what's your thought process like? I'm sure you picked up with little things for here and there, but what's your thought process like? What inspires you first? Is it the music or is it somebody's move that you saw?
My earrings. Um, it's the music. I can't tell you how many times I've called Vince at 3 in the morning, at 2 p.m. Vince, I need you to cut this song right now. How do you want me to cut it? I just want you to take the best parts and I just want you to cut it because it's inside me and I need to do something with it. And the poor guy cuts it and then I
Poor
never
guy.
and it's okay. I'm just getting him karma. But the thing is, the music, when I see a perfect example, what's it called? The Greatest Showman.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The choreography was just awesome.
And not just the choreo, just the feeling.
Oh yeah, of
The
course. Yeah.
feeling of the music.
Yeah.
I like songs and I think actually Vince was the one that pointed this out. I like songs that progress. And in the 80s, I don't know if you know what a key change is.
Yeah.
In the 80s, music was always about key changes. And to me, that was always the climax. Like, you're foreplaying, you're getting into it, and all of a sudden, like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to me, any song that does that climbing type of thing, I am in love with. And the
So
minute
you love This Is
that,
Me.
oh my God, that
Now,
spoke to me.
did you see the behind the scenes of that in YouTube?
You mean
The
stop.
practice when they were all crying, or even what's
I
the name
was
of
a
the
mess.
actor? What's the name of the actor? Hugh
Grant.
Jackman was
Yeah,
crying.
Hugh Grant. He was crying. I was crying. We were all crying, and she was feeling it.
Yeah.
The way that she was reacting to that song and how inside her it got. That's how each and every little goosebump of mine looks like when I hear a song that slaps me in the face and says, "Do something with me."
I like that idea, and I like that particular behind the scene because she really didn't believe she should be in front. She really did not believe that, and everyone is saying you have it, and all of that stuff. And then all of a sudden, you notice she was behind here, and then all of a sudden, boom, slowly right in front. It's like Jesus.
Music is not just a thing that you listen to. It's not just a thing you hear.
Yeah.
It's something that moves you.
Feels
That's
you.
why
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some. Oh my God. I'm gonna throw in my Puerto Rican, my Boricua part. There you go. I'm not a huge fan of Bad Bunny.
Oh,
I'm
why?
not.
Were you a fan of Donald Duck then?
That's how I see him singing.
Really?
And it doesn't. Now, if I'm under the influence and he comes on, I'm jamming. I'm jamming. But to listen, to have his mumbling travel into my ears and try to mess up all the Tina Turner and James Brown and all the good music that I got in here.
Yeah.
Once it starts messing that up, I'm like, no, I can't listen to it. And I'm very picky when it comes to listening to music. I am. I don't like the mumbling thing now.
But what do you listen to? I mean, do you also listen to, of course, you listen to hip hop, right? Seriously, dude? Really?
If it's on, it's not like I have a hip hop CD. I'll tell you that.
I see.
The hip hop that I like though, it's like it's not even hip hop. Now I can put some California and some Tupac and stuff like that. Totally groove to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as listening to it, the one thing that I don't do, and I think I've done this for a lot of years now, a lot, meaning 15 plus, I don't listen to the music that I work with.
Okay. I see.
So in my car, you're not going to find a bachata CD, a salsa CD, cha-cha-cha, and you're not going to find.
Why is that? Because you don't want to get tired of it or what?
So remember when I said that music, the minute I hear it, it kind of does that. I feel that once I start listening to something too much, now it's almost like I always say this word wrong. Desensitized.
Yeah, that's about right.
You would.
You're looking at me who can't pronounce. You look at me who can't pronounce any words anyway.
I wouldn't be talking, Rodney. No, but I feel like the magic starts wearing off,
Mm.
There's only one song that kind of doesn't do that, and that's "Don't Stop Believing." But I really don't. But what I love though is when I finally do get to listen to a bachata or I do get to listen to a salsa, it it's like hearing it from brand new again.
Yeah.
So my ears are virgin to it, you know, and it's like, what is this? ¿Qué es esto? Me
Yeah,
gusta,
yeah.
you know? So what I do listen to a lot, and anybody can, I mean, shit, my wedding was all 80s. It's 80s. I am just it. I'm
Yeah.
addicted to 80s. I love Brazilian funk.
Interesting. Okay.
I love Asonto.
Okay. I never heard of him.
Well, he's not a. It's a dance.
Okay, whatever.
Kuduro.
Oh, I know Kuduro.
Okay, from
Okay.
Ghana. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So all that kind of music, like music that maybe I can't understand, I love the best.
Okay.
So I do listen to that a lot. Yeah, trying to think. A lot, just yeah, a lot of 80s. As far as like the Latin stuff, I mean, like I said, I do, but it has to be songs that I don't normally wouldn't just dance to. Like, um, see, I can't even think right now, but yeah.
Okay. So when it comes to congresses and festivals, what's your fun memories on congresses and festival? By the way, I gotta ask you this question: were you there when Alejandro Rey went party in their room and they flipped the beds and put it all on the wall and everybody danced on the floor?
I plead the fifth. Next question.
Because a lot of people got kicked out of the hotel, man. I mean, evicted.
Okay, I'm gonna just ask one question.
Yeah.
Was there a pool in the room?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I was just told
And again,
stories.
we don't need to talk about anything.
Oh, shit.
Nothing.
But what are your favorite congresses? Don't mention Palm Springs. We already know that. That's your first. That's your favorite. That's how you discover it. Blah blah blah. No, give me something else. Not you don't have to talk about festivals because you've been all over.
I would have to say one of the best ones that I think will always be in my heart are always the ones that I was able to travel.
Singapore, maybe. Yeah.
Uh, Kings of Bachata Festival with Valentina
Oh
Acema,
wow. Oh
Acema,
wow. Yeah.
with Valentine, and Troy took us there.
Try it.
That was one. That was the first festival that I went to in France. The welcoming was humbling
Yeah.
like crazy. I went in just like I don't know none of these people. I'm just gonna go in and have fun and do my thing. But we get there and it's like we were royalty.
Yeah.
And they hadn't even seen us dance yet. And then we get on stage and it's one of the first times that we did I'm here without you, baby.
I love that
And,
choreography. I really did.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that routine, we love it. And it was one of the first times that we ever did it. So we were still dancing it. We were not enjoying it. It was more, but then I don't know, something clicked and you can see it in our faces that we just started getting into it. And the amount of like wow that we got from that was extremely like, who are we watching? Is that us?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, and the dancers were so polite. They it was just it was nice. It
Well,
felt
they
comfortable.
really, every time when you go to Europe, I'm not even going to mention Asia because that's a totally different story also. But when you go to Europe, they do treat you like kings and queens. They've seen you in the videos. They heard so much about you, and they pay you well. This is why when our comrades from America get the chance to go to to Europe, guess what? The usual fee that they used to have in the USA changes and goes really up because they know how it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, they also know it feels like they know your worth.
Oh yeah,
It feels like, oh no, we were there with you when you were rehearsing and breaking your ankle and doing
yeah,
all that. We were totally there. So here you go. Here's what you're worth. And sometimes here it's like, can we negotiate? Can we do
Yeah.
this, do that? And you know,
They
there's
break
some,
your balls.
huh?
They'll break your balls. Not that you have any. I mean, you know.
I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so there's a difference. But one of the other festivals that is one of my favorite that actually started with both of you, the Reno bachata, and the reason is because, like I said before, I don't like being confined to one genre, and that festival gave me the opportunity to jump out of salsa and bachata box and go, let's do some crazy stuff that you wanted to do to the song. Let's do the 80s. Let's do Disney. Let's do. So we started doing the vignettes. And to me, the theater, I love theater. It calls me every single time. So whenever I get the chance to showcase talent, and not just my own, but with my dancers and their choreo and their routines, it makes me feel happy that we can share everything we know, not just this one thing, but a lot more that we know. So there's just so many too. I just can't really think from the top of my head, but definitely the France ones are, they will always be here for me. And of course, every opportunity that you gave us, every opportunity that everybody had given us for their festivals, you know, it's a blessing. So as far as like favorites, I don't like saying favorites, but some of the most memorable ones I would say are those. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of things that you and Vince did. What I like about you guys, you know, you, Vince, Ismael, Zeke, that circle, that small circle that we have, right? I just basically tell you, hey guys, we need some entertainment, do something, and then here
As,
you guys, yeah,
as a
and
matter
then
of
here
fact,
you guys, you know, really think,
okay.
you know.
So like I said about the theater thing, you were the first ones to give Vince and I an opportunity to MC the entire
Oh
night.
yeah, hell yeah, yeah.
And as Joe-isms go, you can't tell me one. You plant the seed.
Yes, of
Joe
course.
already has a forest,
Yeah.
growing from that one seed.
Yes.
And when you told us, can both of you MC the entire night? And I was like the whole thing, like everything, like we can do whatever we want.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were like, yeah. And I was like, let's get to work. I don't know how many wigs. I don't know how many. I don't know how much makeup I had back there, but we sat down and it was like, we're gonna make fun of, well, not fun. We're going to imitate
Yeah.
the
Spoof.
best form of flattery. We're gonna imitate, spoof these people, and we're gonna do it like this. And we're gonna do. I had it from what number to what number to time it out. So my whole purpose at your festivals and at probably after that, and every other festival, my goal was always to have Vince in drag. That
Yes.
became my whole purpose in this dance community, is to have Vince. Like Vince, like, yo, what should we do? And I'd be like, yo, I got this dress. And the thing is, he would never fight. So, it
The
was,
thing is, I gotta give you props because not only Vince, you convince everyone, all the males there, to be in drag.
I'm telling you, I belong in a theater.
That was-
I
I
need
mean,
costume changes. I'm crazy.
including Evo,
Watermelon. Hondo.
Hondo of all people,
Hondo.
Junior.
Junior liked it. He was all like, oh yes, girl. But Ismael,
Oh, Ismail's always he's always game. He's always game.
yeah. So it's always fun to do that. That's
And
the goal.
and because of those creativity, you produced some memorable ones like Troy and Georgette.
Do you know how that one started?
How did that start? I know,
It was in Texas.
Vince gave me his version. You give me your version.
Well, Vince did it. See, he doesn't go. You got to go where the root is.
Yeah.
We were in Texas. It was at
Oh.
Troy's event, and he left us alone in a room with a camera. And what it was we had to show what we had taught at our workshop.
Yeah.
And so the camera's chilling there. So I was like, no one's here.
Uh-oh.
Recording. And sure enough, we started recording, and we just planned it, or not even planned it, just you be Troy, I be Georgette, let's go. No planning, just going.
Yeah.
So that was the first time. So when we noticed that people were saying, oh, that was funny with that part, and oh, this one thing that you did. So we just took that and supersized it and made it, yeah. And the fact that they were there.
And the fact that he went on stage and didn't know what to say. And it's like, oh, you actually had to have hair. It's like, no. And then you said a joke because he actually had hair. It's like,
you gotta come back. You gotta be quick with it. The other one that we did like that it was out of the blue is after we performed at LASBF, and we started imitating like 10 couples or 10 people. And again, that was right in front of them. And that's the thing that, I mean, back in the day, it was not just about dancing.
Of course.
It's not just about how many splits and how many turns and how many rhinestones you can wear. It was, let's entertain this community, And so I'm still from that old school mentality to where I still want to do that.
What I appreciate when you guys do things like that on stage, it's no surprise to me that you guys did that already just by hanging out and drinking in a small living room, pretty much. that's pretty much it. Because I hang out with you guys quite a few times, drinking and all of that. It's like, it's a nonstop laugh. If you're not used to laughing, you better get out of there because you're gonna feel weird to all of those people drink all the jokes.
That's the thing. I've always been a prankster or a jokester. I've always been someone who loves to laugh, and that's my downfall mechanism is that I do use laughter and comedy as a like a oops, and I'm doing it right now.
Most comedians do.
Nervous.
Yeah.
I get so nervous that the sillier I am, that's how nervous I am. But yeah.
But that's what makes you unique. I just wanted to pick your brain on how you get inspired with all of this creativity that you have, because it's almost like a nonstop thing in your head, I suppose.
Oh, it's constant. I can't tell you, like I can right now, I'm looking around my lip. I don't know if you've noticed, but I cannot focus.
Yeah,
I probably have ADD
yeah.
or something, but the thing is, I look around, and as I look at every single object around me, I picture, how can I turn that into a costume? And for what, how can I use that? I love props. And like I was saying before, the way that I choreograph is I already visualize it. So there are times where it's not even me choreographing. I'm telling someone else because I know their style. I want this. And I'm explaining it as best as I can. And then I go, yep, that's what I want. Teach it or whatever, So my choreo is never just 100% from me. It used to be, obviously, but not anymore, only because when I don't know something, I'm certain about it and I'm okay with it. That's why I still dance, I still teach salsa on one, because I can dance salsa on two, but that's not my thing. That's not my forte. Yeah. So I'm not gonna teach it.
But then your style is not LA style. As I've watched you dancing,
the ballroom
it's not LA style,
a lot, I think.
Yeah.
But again, if I loosen up and I just let the music get inside me, quién sabe que se me sale. I don't know who's gonna come out, But as far as inspiration goes, I try to use every single thing around me as inspiration, whether it's music, whether it's a movie, whether it's an object. Because one of the biggest things that have been happening to me in this scene is the copying thing.
Of course, yeah.
And that you have no idea. And
I remember there was like a big issue of that on Facebook where they copied you to the T, man, because you had this comparison video, right?
And that my husband did that one. And the thing is, they copied that video that they copied from. We messed up.
Yeah.
They choreographed theirs with our screw ups and everything. It's hilarious. But the thing is, and I had a former employee dancer who stole stuff from me too, and claimed it as his own.
Oh Lord.
The pain that pains me so much.
Yeah.
I gave birth to that choreo, and for you to say it's yours,
Yeah.
what?
Is
So
it?
that pains me. So for me to only be inspired by the people that I'm trying to inspire, to me that's limiting myself.
Yeah, because I remember that because it's this uniqueness that you have, the creativity and the gift that you have. That's very hard to come by, and so when you see it copied like that, you know for a fact it's like, oh hell no, you know.
Also, you know what it is too. I
Yeah.
think there's also a fear of looking dumb. There's also a
Oh
fear
yeah.
of looking stupid or being judged. I have no fear of that.
Mm.
So if I look stupid, I look stupid. There was no other question about it. If I do look dumb, I look dumb. But I'm not afraid to take a risk for entertainment.
Yeah.
Look at Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball. There you go. There
That's
she
another one.
is.
Yeah.
And I've been watching her with my stepdaughter actually a lot because I'm trying to show her all the stuff that a woman doesn't always. And nowadays it doesn't even matter, But you don't always have to be so. It doesn't have to be so perfect. And I feel that entertaining the way that I like to entertain, which is bring joy or bring a tear to your eye, whatever, is I don't like competition, but I just like to be one of those people that go, oh my God, I remember that routine. It brought a smile to my face. But Lucille Ball, I mean, look at all those crazy things that she used to do, and her face was always going crazy. And one of the most beautiful women, respected entertainers.
Irreplaceable.
Exactly.
Irreplaceable.
And that's because she took a risk and she was not afraid. And I feel like right now there is that, well, I'm afraid to look different because people are just going to prosecute me, And I think that's bad and I think that's wrong. And that's one of my things is I can see the silliness in so many things, and it's not just one way with me. I can
But
see
I like the idea of, like you said, one of your inspiration is Lucille Ball. She was one of the first uh, performers in dancing that wants to tell a story, whether the story has comedy in it and all of that stuff. Really, if you watch I Love Lucy all the way that season, oh my God, there's so many to pick up there, so
so many,
many, you know.
so much. So much. And yeah, so if you start looking at inspiration, and I do watch, it's not that I'm old, even though I am. I do
Not
watch a
that
lot
old
of,
compared to me. Look at me.
honey, compared to you, nobody is. But you know I do watch a lot of black and white. I do
Yeah.
watch a lot of a lot of that vaudeville, uh, gags. The silly stuff, the
Oh yeah.
Abbott and Costello. I'm a big fan of all those things. So to me, I I can see where humor can go into a show.
Mm,
It doesn't always have to be so. "Rawr."
yeah, yeah. It's. Are you afraid to be alone?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Um,
Do you get depressed?
I don't get depressed. I don't have someone to share my crazy things with.
Like when you have an idea, it's like, hey, what do you think of this?
Luckily, I have my dog, but she's knocked out right now next to me. But it's like this: my husband and I will get into an argument,
Uh-huh.
and we're not talking to each other. But then I see something, and I'm like, "Oh shit! Look at that's dope! I gotta tell." Oh yeah, I'm mad at him. I'm not gonna tell him. And he does the same thing. And so
Yep.
the reason why I don't like being alone is, and I've never been.
You've never been alone in your life, huh?
And so I feel like, but now lately, the funny thing is, into my adulthood, now that I have hit over 25, I feel that I'm able to now. Back then, I didn't know
Yeah,
life.
I've
I still
always
don't.
I've always thought this about Geminis is that usually they find their permanent partner in late life.
Shit, are you trying to tell me that I'm gonna be stuck with this guy?
I know you were gonna say that. I'm trying to make a point, Joe.
No, and you know what? It's funny. I mean, he's been there the entire time. He was there the entire time. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's luckily I do have, and that's the thing, I do have things that I want to say. Sometimes I call people just out of the blue because I have an idea.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going to do this idea. I just have
Yeah.
the idea, you know? So
I feel the same way. You notice sometimes I would Facebook you like, what do you think of this, Joe? Let's do this.
yes,
You know?
yes. And I love that because we can, grow from there. And so I
Yeah.
think that me being alone, I don't think I was born to be alone.
Hmm.
I was definitely born to be around people and be surrounded by happiness and try to do the same for others. So I do know that there's a purpose for my not being alone.
Of course. Yeah.
Because when I tried, sorry, I'm totally cutting you off, but
Yeah.
because of the fact that you cut me off and I totally forgot what the hell I was saying.
That's the reason I shouldn't be cutting you off.
Oh,
because
now.
you're rapido, man. It's like, if you don't take care of it, you're gonna forget it.
Yeah, yeah. And I had a point of it too. It was about the alone thing, especially now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. When I have tried to be alone, like even now, this break, this unfortunate, to be honest, break
Yeah.
that we have forced to be taken, um, it's kind of like a break for me.
Mm.
I've never been alone. I've always been dancing. I've always been
Yeah.
choreographing. I've always been teaching. I've always been going to the clubs. I've always been blah, 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 blah. So for me to go, oh, wait a minute, that this is now when I'm starting to realize how alone people, do things. Even though I have my husband, but there's times where we have our own alone time, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this is interesting.
But
But people still want it back.
yeah, I mean, there's a value in that, right? Like it does help you focus on something, right?
It helps me focus on me.
Yeah.
I never have.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. That's how I know. There we go. Oh, I'm back on it. There it is. That's how I know in my heart and in my soul that I am destined to be an entertainer of somehow, some sort of way. Because when I do try to get away from the dancing thing or the performing thing, it brings me back in. It literally, like, it does that. And I was doing just fine until Kathy was like, Joe, can you do this for me? And I was like, and now I'm teaching again,
You
So,
can imitate Kathy really well.
no, no.
No,
That was
it's just
me
no, it's
going,
the facial
so,
expression. It's the facial expression.
oh, I can do Kathy. I can do Kathy.
Jeez. Yeah, it's oh man, I lost my train of
I'm
thought.
sorry to cut you off again. It's my interview anyway.
Yeah.
The person that taught me that one day was Al Liquid Silver.
Really?
We were in China,
Mm.
and it was with my old dance partner Jose Santoyo,
Yeah.
and it was him and Carla
Carla
Palomino.
at that time, yeah. Yeah.
Carla at the time, I
Yeah.
believe. And we were eating, and we were talking about phobias.
Okay.
And Al said that his phobia is airplanes and sharks,
Wow. Okay.
or sharks. And we started talking about the phobia thing. And we said, so when you go on a plane, do you have this? And my phobia, to be honest, ever since 9/11 has been planes. Like just talking. Oh, and my other phobia is heights. So shit,
It's
there I go.
interrelated. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's to the point where I start talking about it and my hands are sweating so bad.
Oh.
It's real. It's a real fear. And I remember asking him, but that's the thing. This is what I fear. And how can I make this okay? How, and he said, if God wanted you to not entertain people, he would have done this, but he's keeping you safe to travel.
Right.
He's keeping you safe to teach out everywhere. So you have a purpose here.
Right.
There's a purpose for you being here and being safe every single time you've done this. So that gave me some sort of comfort into knowing that, is this what I'm going to do for the rest of my life? And the fact that people miss it sometimes, and the that noise right there, that's the noise that we all thrive for. When I hear that, that is my energizer battery going, you got to do it again. Gotta
Have
do
you
it.
ever tried talking for 2 hours without interruptions?
I do that all the time with my husband.
And he doesn't interrupt you at all. Right? So
No,
have you ever have you ever thought of doing stand-up comedian, stand-up comic?
no,
You
stop.
should do it. You should do it. That's when you become shy, when you're suddenly self-aware.
Here's the thing. Every time somebody tells me that, they're people that I know and know my jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna stand in front of 100 people or 200, whatever, and tell jokes about you,
Yeah.
Vince. I don't,
Do you
like I'm not gonna
realize
do
do
it.
you realize that these comedians do the same jokes all the time every time to go to different cities, you know?
Can I just please find a freaking excuse to say no?
Sometimes,
I have to.
like dancing, it calls you every time. I think probably later on you probably develop into that because your timing is impeccable.
Oh,
Yeah, when
I
it
should
comes,
know
you
it's not
probably
always.
and the great thing is that you're not aware of it. So all you need to do is really just have a little bit of subject in mind, but because most of the comedians don't really plan it, you know.
My hands are sweaty. My hands are sweaty. They have told me that before. I have heard that before. I mean, even Vince himself, he's like, I'll do this if you stand up comedy, because we would, push each other along. And my thing was always like, well, you need to do this, and he was like, oh, I'll do mine if you do stand up comedy. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
that's a big old
yeah.
rip.
Vince
But
is more Vince is more into structuring and planning his material, but I think you could do it even without materials.
wrong. It's the other way around. It's completely the other way around. I'm the planner. But
Really?
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Joe, I want to do this. What do we want to do? This? Okay. So here. And I'll say it like
All the
this.
steps already, yeah.
But I need to write everything I said. I need to write all of that
Get it.
down, and it needs to be a plan.
Yeah.
Vince is like, what are we doing? Let's go. And put on this wig, Vince, and go. So if Vince plans it too much, he won't do it.
Mm.
He'll freak out. And yeah.
So I've been observing you even social dance because I observe all of my artists when they social dance. I'm usually on stage and sitting and serving you. It's like, so when do you smile when you dance? Is it because of a good lead? Is it because of a fun move or what? Because I'm thinking a leader who's dancing with you and suddenly he made you smile, that probably made his year.
Um, I don't believe, now I might get slack for this, I don't know, but I don't think I have an RBF, a resting bitch face, when I dance. I don't think I do. And if
not like Georgette, huh? Well, I love you, Georgette, but you're scary. Okay.
oh my God, are you kidding me? That woman, it's like she looks at you. Like she has the mom look, where, and then her nostrils flare. She's scary as shit.
That's why I always joke about it. It's like, I don't know. She always looks pissed off. I don't know. She
But
laughs
that's
at
how
that.
she
So
laughs. She
yeah,
laughs like that. She goes,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right.
are you happy? What are you doing? But uh I don't think I have RBF. And the reason, here's my
That's not what
thing.
I meant though. But I've never seen your teeth when you're dancing.
When I'm social dancing,
Yep. You wouldn't know because you don't do because if you do self-awareness, you probably get embarrassed or something, but you don't know
I
that.
think the reason is because I'm not performing.
Right, right.
And like I said before, there are so many other ways to show happiness.
So
I am an entertainer. Rodney, listen to me. Just because you don't see my teeth doesn't mean I'm not having fun. I'm like a dog. Think about it like this. A dog can be like, roar, but then the tail's like, like what kind of that, even though that never always means that they're happy.
yeah.
But the thing is, as far as like the smiling thing goes, like even when I'm performing, I don't think I'm like dun 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 dun. I don't, to me the smile thing went out the window a long time ago. The way that I like to show that I'm happy is by giving you a happy follow. you will know when I'm unhappy
Okay.
because I will fight it. I will do something. But
Yeah.
as far as being happy, if I'm freestyling out of nowhere, like with your move,
Yeah.
know that I'm happy.
Yeah. I've seen
But if
some
I'm
of
just
that.
giving
Yeah.
it uno, dos, y tres, and then I'm like,
I've seen some of that. So yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean now. Um, you mentioned theaters. Musical?
musical. I did do. I always wanted to be an actress, but when it came to auditioning for serious roles, I would
Oh, you
freak
get
out.
nervous, huh? Yeah.
I would freak out. And
Yeah.
the one thing I can't do is cry on command.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh my God, there's no tears.
The
It's
best way to do
horrible.
that. The
It
best way to
doesn't
do
look
that
real.
is not to audition you. The best way to do that is just to take you to lunch or dinner and just let it all out. You know, just convert
Yeah,
it.
but that's the thing. I have to be so in here to cry that like it's gotta hurt. But or
Oh,
I'm on my period, one of those
you
two.
got to think of a lonely, very sad moment in your life, and then the tears will just come out. I just figured that out a year ago in
What are you trying
myself,
to
at
do here?
least. Huh?
What are you trying to do here? What
How do
kind of
you like?
is
You were saying. Uh, at least you insinuated like you don't know how to cry just instantly like that.
no? Then that's why the emotions to me have to be real.
I see. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
smiling at a dance partner, going, "You're doing so great." That's not, that's not me. One,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um, and I mean, a lot of people think I'm a bitch, and that's totally okay.
No,
That's
you're
totally
not.
fine because I know I'm not.
you're
So
you're definitely the Robin Williams of females.
Rodney, I don't know how to take that.
No, that's a compliment. Stop it.
Wow, I have.
It's like you're like a machine. I've seen you when you guys hang out at my suite, and for solid 2 hours, you made fun of Mike Zuniga with his zipper open. That's fucking solid 2 hours.
Why are you saying these things? Better edit all that out. Okay,
No,
the only okay
remember Mike Zuniga during his
in my
performance on
defense,
stage?
in my defense,
Yeah.
that was on stage and it
Yep.
was not his zipper.
Yep.
His pants just totally tore,
And we're all laughing in front, watching him.
and his baby holders were just like, hey, and they're like, huh?
And you guys, he was there in the room partying with us. You did that for 2 hours, man. It's like here I'm. It's like this is unbelievable. You know?
I won't make fun of anyone. I won't
In
I
good
won't,
jest, in good jest, of course. He was
I
funny.
won't imitate someone that I can't do it in front of them.
Right, right.
That's one. I remember one of the first ones that I imitated, and the thing was, again, I had taken allergy medicine, so I was kind of dizzy,
Delirious, yeah.
influence, but it was Carlos Cinta.
Oh
I
my God, you did that
did a
so for an
spectacle
hour.
and I was like, why? I remember sobering, coming to, and going, did I just talk about this guy for like an hour and a half for to
Didn't
people I
didn't
didn't know?
didn't he confront you jokingly?
He sure as hell did.
That's Carlos.
And
But
then I
I,
did it
I
in front
remember
of
you
him.
doing that.
No,
I remember you doing that. Oh my God.
it's
There was,
all in fun, and um, I'll make fun of myself. I make fun of myself all the time,
of
and
course.
so bring
Uh,
it on.
but ladies and gentlemen, if you've never hang out with Joe or even when Vince is there at the same time, it's it's a treat because you'll never see people like that in our small circle. It's hard to pinpoint which people that has that type of talent that's nonstop comedic action and moments, and that's what with Vince and Joe. It's really a great thing. Now, geez, we went all the way for an hour just for talking about shit, man. I love it. That's what
Well, you're
podcast
gonna
is.
edit it, right?
That's
You're
what
gonna.
that's what podcast is all about, man. It's like
I
so.
can, I can talk.
Now, have you? You're not practicing with your team now, no?
No,
Oh,
no.
they're still not okay because Bay Area just lifted something else where they could do it now. You know, it's like what is it? I don't know the percentage, 30% or 25%, I think, capacity. So people are
Yeah,
now starting to do because when I see that, when I see something like that, team retraining again, then it gives me hope to do the festival. You know, that's like a good sign for me. But
yes.
so that's what I'm watching for, and I'm asking everyone because May is right around the corner for Reno Dance Expo, and I don't plan to invite international artists this year or
Right.
next year. So I'm thinking it's like okay, I'm gonna bring all the national artists, you know, and we have a pool definitely.
Great.
Yeah, right. We're gonna have a competition, probably a post down or something. I don't know.
Of course you are.
I don't know yet. I don't know
Maybe
yet.
I'll be there next time.
Yeah. Hey, you got some good biceps there, dude.
Let me hide that part.
Hilarious. Okay, so which do you prefer? Puerto Rican food or Dominican food?
Don't do this.
I gotta do it. I gotta do
Um,
it. I gotta do it. Because, well, first of all, let me ask you this question. Do
as long as it has plátano in it,
uh, do
as long
Puerto
as it,
Ricans do Puerto Ricans make mofongo differently than Dominicans?
I think there's definitely a flavor thing. I feel like a consistency as well.
Yeah.
I do feel that the times that I had mofongo de Puerto Rico, it was a little bit crispier than the Dominican one. The Dominican one is more like a mango.
Yeah.
The mango, is the mushy stuff.
Right.
And I'm used to the more mushier. If I have the mofongo from Puerto Rico, I'm going to definitely like engulf it, whether it's with the beans sauce, with the shrimp sauce, with the stew or whatever it is I'm getting on it. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna mention some people to you, and you define them in one word. Okay.
Shit.
Just one word. Okay. Albert Torres,
Iconic.
Vince Torres, this is so bad. I hope Vince is watching this. Albert Torres. It's like, and then Vince Torres. It rhymes.
I'm gonna be honest. The first word that came and went to mind really fast, I had no chance of stopping it, was dumbass. Why?
That's 2 words.
Not if you spell it without
That's
a space
true.
in between.
Oh my
The
God.
reason why is because I always, like, under my breath, I was dumbass. Like that was my, but not that he's dumb or that he's an ass.
No, you meant that in a
It's
complimentary
out of
way.
love.
Yeah, I know. It's out of love. Yeah.
No, but talented.
Okay.
Said one word, right?
So much for the lightning fast round here. Kathy Reyes,
Determined.
Isidra Aquino.
A warrior to put up with you.
Thanks.
No. A warrior, not just to put up with you, but to take on responsibilities that she was not even aware of, and doing so well with it. So yeah.
Rightfully so. Rightfully. Palm Springs Salsa Extravaganza. Come on. This is the first time I've seen you speechless. Come on. Am I beating you here? Come on.
Because the words that are coming to my mind are not PG.
Just say it. This
At
is the
all.
podcast.
Again, I'm gonna be honest.
Yes.
You said a festival, and for some reason, the only 3 letters that came up was STD. But I don't want to say anything like that. So, but that's the first thing that came up, and I don't want to say that. So, for any festival that you come up with, I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna
God.
say fun,
Zeke, fabulosa. Of
fabulous. Just
course.
in the way he speaks, the way he walks, the way he everything fabulous.
Hondo.
Big
Big.
and not plastic muscles.
Yeah. Um, I can't think of any more, so forget that now. We're
You
over.
can't do that with me. That'll put me in trouble.
Okay. Give me your top five because you're into music, right? Top five songs of all time. It doesn't have to be Latin.
Don't stop believing.
Of course.
That was,
Is that by Journey?
yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Steve Perry. Although I love Arnel Pineda.
Oh, really?
I love, love, love. I've already seen him twice.
That's a Filipino dude, you know.
Oh, heck yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Oh God, I obsessed.
Okay.
So yes, we have Don't Stop Believing. I'm going to say ay, se me está olvidando. A Pedir Su Mano by Juan Luis Guerra.
Okay.
It's a merengue.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't think this fast. I like too much stuff.
What do you think of Adam Lambert being the voice of the Queen now? Or were you a fan of Queen at all?
Yes, I am a fan of Queen. I'm not like a big, like, it's not like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But I have to pay respect where they are due because wow, Freddie Mercury. But
yeah.
As far as Adam Lambert, before he made it big, he had talent no matter what. So to me, I think that was good. And I think Queen maybe needed a new face.
They needed him. I think.
And a younger audience.
Yeah, I think he was the only one who could do that, in my opinion. So
at least
he's close to Freddie.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think he's definitely gorgeous.
What do you think?
Oh,
yeah.
I had another one. Working day and night. Sorry, there it is. So that's 3. Yay!
You have 2 more. I don't think you could do it.
I can't either. Okay,
go. What do you think of other dances, like tango, for example? You like them?
Love. Are you kidding me? Take me to any type of dance.
When you were into ballroom, what was your favorite dance? Because mine was Rumba. Just the snapping shit like that and pauses, you know.
To me, cha-cha-cha was like kind of the in between of going from ballroom into a little bit more Latin.
Yeah.
Because in the cha-cha-cha, you have to be a little bit faster, you know, whatever, and so have a little bit more flavor in there. With rumba, it was the controlling and the training your body how to do everything slow.
Yeah.
And so that's where my training came from, and that I trained like the Miyagi-Do. That's for sure. Like we got to do technique.
Okay, so Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do?
Cobra Kai. Yeah. No, I don't. You know what? I love Cobra Kai, but Miyagi-Do, like, to me, working out with the nature and the techniques and the everything and the where it came from, not just anger, you know, like I feel that Cobra Kai was very anger driven. And to me, that's why I hope they mix and fuse.
I think they will at the end. It's not probably going to be on the 3rd season.
You don't think so?
Nah, because on the 3rd season, they're still going to bring some characters back, you know, like the female one and another male. Yeah, so they're going to be bringing that. And then probably by the 4th, this is not to say that Daniel and what's his name, the Cobra Kai dude? Johnny would team up to fight Martin Kove, which is the original teacher of Cobra Kai. You know, so that could be it. But For me, what I feel about the whole thing, just the episode in it, I could see the different styles of having bachata moderna there and then bachata traditional. I could see it, man, because it like Miyagi-Do, there is so much in traditional respect, ritual, routines, you know,
Roots, roots, roots,
roots, and
roots.
everything. Now, if you got Cobra Kai, hey, master, do you want me to particularly clean this window? I don't give a shit, just clean it. So it's like, yeah, there's no ritual. There's no, forget about the roots. Just do whatever you feel like, you know.
But the thing is, I think Johnny is now trying to bring that back in. I think he's trying to bring that, or he was trying to bring that into Cobra Kai.
Yeah,
Because
because
Johnny does have a heart.
every time he sees his teacher, that's not him. That's the reason he's gonna change, you know.
Yeah, no, and I do see it as, bachata tradition. So turning the tables here, how do you feel about this whole traditional and sensual war?
My view of it has evolved. I used to I
Like your
used to like, I mean, I still like every dances even before then, before I evolved in my thinking about this. It's just that I had a problem with labeling, you know. I had a problem with, calling it bachata where you don't see the roots there, blah, blah, blah. I had a problem with that. And then I had an epiphany. I've always treated it like everyone is treating it. It's like, oh, it's an evolution. This other style is an evolution to the bachata, blah, blah, blah. The reason I evolved in that is because I don't think of it as evolution. Okay, sensual, moderna, urbana, bachatango. These are all innovations. These are all the very word of innovations. It can't be evolution because some of them you can't trace a root of bachata.
Yeah.
The traditional part. We're talking about bolero, which is the traditional part of bachata.
Right.
So Pierre has always argued that it's an umbrella of bachata. And I never understood that. I never really did because I was so much into labeling it, right? But now I look into it, you have to label it now and put some adjectives to it because there's so many styles. Because if you think back, being Dominican, when we used to call a thing bachata, it wasn't about a music, it wasn't about a dance, it was about a party. It's a party at home, hanging out, where they play reggaeton, son, salsa, you name it.
On a quick note on that, I was not brought up on bachata.
That's true. That's true.
I was not brought up on bachata. My family, they didn't listen to bachata. My Dominican side, well, not even my Puerto Rican side. My dad listened to a lot of salsa, and when we were in Puerto Rico, because my mom and I lived in Puerto Rico, we did listen to salsa, but everything else was merengue and salsa and 80s music. So as far as bachata went, the first time that I actually really, really danced it was when I turned 17 and I went after high school to go and visit. And I started going out to the clubs. Or maybe I was 15. Because in DR, there's no limit.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I started going out to the clubs, I think maybe when I was 15. But it wasn't like a family thing. It was at the club, they were playing bachata. And I'll tell you, boy, that bachata, I haven't seen anybody anywhere these days dance bachata how I remember dancing it with real Dominicans to bachata music in Dominican Republic. Not even close. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, wow, but I'm in the business. So I also have to go with it. You can't just
indeed,
3 minutes of me just, I even meet over right there. But yeah, so for me to be introduced to bachata, not from my family, and even my mom to this day is kind of like, bachata. But
well, yeah. I mean, I was just talking to Nanda about this because, half of the Dominicans does not like bachata. Half of the Dominicans love bachata. It depends on which region you are in, whether you're from the capital or somewhere in the province. They don't really like, they'd rather dance salsa. They'd rather dance merengue and all of that stuff. But what I was saying is, it's an umbrella So for me, I accept all of the styles, different styles now, as innovations, as more styles will be coming. You know, uh, I don't mind calling it Dominican bachata. However, Edwin, Carlos Cinta disagrees with me. They call it traditional. Number one, I don't like calling anything traditional because it sounds boring. Sounds like me old. You know. Um, Shut up. And number two, it's to distinguish how Dominicans dance it, how people dance it in DR. That's why you call it Dominican bachata. If you call it traditional bachata, they don't know what that is. You know.
But me calling it Dominican bachata is like saying I um I want a Mexican taco.
Well, hold on, hold on.
Even though there are tacos in the other, I'm just saying that one. Like what's another? I don't know. Give me a crepe. I want a French crepe.
Right, right, right.
Like, wait, why? You know, like you're not gonna say I want some Chinese food in China.
Mm,
So to me,
mm.
that argument's like calling it Dominican bachata. You should just call it bachata.
You
Then
can't.
you have, then you have sensual bachata, trapchata if you want, quebrachata.
No,
You
you
want
can't because if you
bachata?
just call it bachata, if you just call it bachata, uh, hear me out for a minute. Go with me for a moment, okay? If you just call it bachata, back then it wasn't even called bachata the dance. Back then it wasn't even called bachata the music. Bachata means partying with all kinds of music. Dominicans dancing with their family, their friends, drinking, blah blah blah. That's what you call bachata. I don't know how that came about because they used to call it música de amargue. They describe it in adjective. They put adjective to it. Even the dancers from San Cristobal or La Vega or Santo Domingo or Las Terrenas, they won't say, "Oh, those bachateros from Las." No, they say those dancers from Las Terrenas. They never call it bachata. Even with the old interviews that me and Nino had done with the old one, the Bachata Rojas, they would say, no one called it that way. If we were to translate this now, bolero is bachata, bachata is bolero. See, that still doesn't make sense to me, you know? So therefore, labeling it, putting some adjective to it, probably would help. But when you say bachata, and it's just that way, they don't even know where the bachata came from. But if you say Dominican bachata, they know where that come from. And then you say central bachata, well, they know what that is, you know? So just by calling it bachata, you can't because music is bachata, right?
But not a lot of people know it that way. They know it as the dance. So now is the to me right now should be the time to finally label it and just go, okay, this is how it's called. But you know, who am I? But
You know, you got some point there. Let bachata just be bachata, and then label the others with adjective. But that's
you got Die
it's not
Hard,
fair. It's
then you
not
got Die
fair.
Hard 2, Die Hard 3. See what I mean?
Yeah,
Die Hard, you have the title, and then you got
but you can't say bachata one, bachata two.
no, that's what I'm saying. Bachata, bachata sensual, bachata, lo que sea, bachata jíbala, bachata walala, you know, whatever.
I
And
mean, it's something that I will be discussing with Pierre next week because we're gonna have a debate about that. We're gonna do it live, and that way people could chime in and whatnot. Because you know, like I said, my thinking of that has evolved as, look, you know, there will always be innovations in a dance. And that means that they're going to borrow a little here and they create their own, yet they're still paying respect to, for example, bachata. And you can't, number one, prohibit them from doing that.
yeah,
You can't prohibit people from liking that, you
right.
know. And so we just have to accept it so that we can all coexist and live in harmony and maybe just dance everything, you know.
That's my thing, is why we're fighting over a dance that some people don't even know the history of it. They don't
I
even know
know.
the history of it.
I
We're
agree.
fighting over this dance where it's like, you know, what if we just, I mean, I would love to call things what they are. You know, there were times where people were like, oh, and doing their new bachata piece, and it's like,
Yeah.
Vince and I don't think there's ever a song that we dance
Yeah.
bachata to from beginning to end,
Yeah.
because that's not just our style for performing, you know. But
Yeah.
so when it became people telling us you're not dancing real bachata, I was like, I know. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I was okay with it. I was totally, I was, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you, I'm not dancing real
Well,
bachata.
let me ask you this. Do you think, what's the percentage of people dancing real salsa right now?
Okay, when you say real salsa, do you mean like how it was back in the day and there was no worry about just counts and it was just moving and it was just doing this and it was just, hey,
Yeah, yeah.
the percentage?
Because it became, you already know that it became ballroomy, right?
Of course.
Yeah. That's an innovation.
But here's the thing, a lot of students and teachers, and I guess this is where I fall short too. We're teaching how to dance these street dances as ballroom,
Got
because
it.
not ballroom, but
That's salsa.
structure,
Yeah.
because that's how, you know, now it is danced.
Right,
So
right.
it has evolved in that sense where now when you dance salsa, this doesn't cut anymore. Epa! It's espo and turns and all this. So
Yeah.
bar, the bar has raised up, which I think that's why teachers need to be ahead of that bar. But
But
you
my
know,
problem here, Joe, is that whenever you guys say the bar has been raised up or here's more advanced techniques of this dance, my problem with that is just because you put a different move and borrowed from another dance does not mean that it's advanced because you added it to this dance. Okay? No, that's not make it advanced because if you look at traditional bachata or Dominican bachata now, look at the new artists that are implementing kind of fancy, badass footwork there that I see on Instagram. I was like, they still keep the structure, but yet they are innovating with their steps. Now that's what I call advance, you know?
but whose fault is that? That is nobody else's fault but the whole entire community, because it's not just that the bar has been lifted because of one move.
That's
Now
true.
that move is being taught because now everybody has to learn that move. That's
Yeah,
the move. So now another move comes up, we have to learn that move. Even
yeah,
though your level is down here, this is now the hot move. For example, when it became body rolling into bachata, that's the move. Now it's an entire genre, like it's an
yeah.
entire
It
dance
is. It is. Yeah,
from one move. So
yeah.
to me, it's not. It is
But
what
would
it
you
is.
call that would you call that move evolution or innovation?
Adding,
Which is innovation
adding,
entirely because it's a different move, right?
or
Invention?
it was not
No,
invention.
because it
I
exists
mean,
already.
no, it's a different style. Like you and I can make rice. Your rice is definitely going to taste a lot different than my rice.
Definitely, yeah.
You know, I think it's and that's the other thing. There's never been a structure. There's never been a this is the level, this is it. There's never been one.
That's why it's hard to
So
pinpoint it.
we don't even know how bachata de verdad is supposed to be danced, because
Yeah,
who the freak has that video?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
nobody, because it was so far long ago. But the thing is, it's yeah, yeah.
The idea is, I know what you're getting at, and I think you know what I'm getting at. The idea is to be able to dance in one room like that, where, I can't dance this because I don't know how, because I only dance this particular type of bachata.
That I hate.
I
That
don't like that. Yeah,
I don't like that either. I
yeah,
remember when congresses were just one big old room, and it's like, well, they're gonna play salsa, of course, but actually that was basically it. But when it was the Palm Springs and it was the swing festival along with the salsa, like
salsa,
there
yeah,
were one room here, one room there,
yeah.
and you saw people jumping back and forth. That was the coolest thing in the world to me, because it's not. You will now see that your little clique don't matter, because that click is either better or it's just their
Yeah,
clicks, you know, like
I think it's Joe. I think it's probably because of our ballroom background where we dance everything. That's
not just
probably.
that.
Yeah,
I'm grateful for it, not just
yeah.
for the training that it gave me, but also the diversity of dance.
I
I
mean,
understand the diversity of dance, and I understand the importance that other dances are to the dance that you want to do.
I
So
agree. As a social dancer, I like the diversity of the dance, and I like the idea that when someone asks you to dance, you could say yes because you know how to dance it. Instead of, well, some people even know how to dance it, but refuse to dance it. Like, let's say, back in the day, I don't know if you guys had this in LA, in Bay Area. Hey, would you like to dance? Do you dance on two or on one? On one, I can't dance with you because I only dance on two. What the fuck?
In LA, you know who we're doing? I remember this specifically. Those people. The, the dancers that mostly did that were the ones from San Diego.
Ah,
Back in my day, when on two was kind of like in LA, it was like, what count are they on? It was from San Diego. And I
mm,
remember there was a guy, he had a neck, we used to call him tree trunk neck, because his neck came from like his ears to like over here, like his shoulder. Like it was just
yeah,
neck. His
yeah.
name was Steven, I think. And yeah, and I remember he was like on two, on two, on two, on two. And I was like, but okay, so we're dancing the same to the same song, just on a different count, and we're gonna be this mad about it? Wow. We're gonna be that picky about a freaking count. But then I understand it, because I do love cha cha on too. But I'm not gonna be like, ah, oh my God.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah,
at the end of the day, we're supposed to be instructors of dance, and dance is supposed
indeed.
to bring happiness. So
Yeah,
at the end of the, and that's why when I'm at a club and it's Joe time, I'm not Joe the instructor anymore. I want to have fun, and I want you to have fun with me. So
yeah,
if you're a beginner student and you're deathly scared of me, if you come up to me and ask me to dance and all you say is all I know are the basics, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say, cool, then these are going to be the best basics you'll ever do. Here we go. Boom. And let's have fun with it.
yeah,
Then I will smile. If
yeah,
I notice that the person is way too nervous, I'll smile, sure.
yeah.
Um, but as far as like this whole fighting thing, okay,
I
so we're
think you know what? It's easing down now, I think. It's not like it used to be. So hopefully that we can make a change with that where everyone could coexist and not just coexist, but learn from one another. I mean, why not?
the
There's an
one
opportunity there. Yeah.
the one that I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt.
Yeah. Hold
Are
on.
the memes for
Keep going,
merengue
keep talking. It's almost
so
running
many
out of battery
people?
here. Okay, go ahead.
I feel like there are so many people that hate on merengue.
Well, that's another thing
And
because
but here no, but and I get it. I get it to them, to those people. It's a stupid dance. I get it. Even though when they're at a party, they'll probably dance it like it's a marathon, and I understand. But it for people that are not even that educated in dance to knock down another dance just because they don't like it, but not knowing the history of it, to me that bothers me. And I
it's
think
kind of
merengue is personal to me because I grew up with it. So
it's
I
partly
love it.
our fault. You know why? As teachers, it's
Mhm.
partly our fault because we could have implemented that in all of our bachata dances already. Saying, look, if you love
What makes you think
bachata,
I
you love,
don't?
huh?
What makes you think I don't?
Well, in the early days, I never did it until I realized that people are hating on bachata. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to include bachata here,
Yeah.
because the idea, most of this, 80% of the time, our students think of bachata as the bachata they see in the clubs, like Oro Solido and all of that stuff, where,
Merengue.
yeah, yeah, but there's more to it than that.
No, but it's not just that. It's also like I don't know. The people that are not from the island are the ones saying
Yes,
that,
yes,
and it kind of burns a little bit. I'll be
it
honest with
does,
it.
it does. I agree, I
Me,
agree.
Dominican, and everybody's like, I would rather wipe a dog's ass than dance merengue. It's like,
Yeah.
wow, you
And
really?
then my response to that is, how could you not like merengue and you love bachata? It's like,
But it's yeah, it's so negative. And lately I've been on this journey of
good, good.
trying to find peace within myself.
Yeah.
And I have taken a couple of breaks from social media because of that, because
Mm.
it is ugly. Like you can't fart without somebody saying, "Oh, you're wrong." So it's like, oh my God. So I feel that a lot of this dancing thing should be uniting us, but instead it's like not, which I find weird.
Well, not just that. One thing that I dislike about social media now is that there is no way that everyone will have the same opinion. There's no fucking way. No fucking way. Some people love coffee, some people love tea. That's just the way it is. Don't take it against them just because they love tea and you do and apply the fucking cancel culture. What the fuck, man? I mean,
And
seriously.
the cancel culture, it sucks about that. What sucks about that is that if we do it this quick without um knowing the facts first, it'll become a trend.
Yeah,
So it doesn't matter. Someone could do something wrong, one thing wrong, and instead of, yo, what the hell, or trying to work it out, they just want to cancel it right away.
yeah.
And that's not a, it's the boy that cried wolf. We're going to be doing that. And when it comes time to really cancel somebody that needs to be canceled, oh, it's just another one.
Exactly,
So
exactly. I mean, it
we
takes both ways, ladies and gentlemen. It takes both ways. Is that if we have certain opinion about a certain opinion, make sure we do our research and apply sensitivity because people have feelings too, and so we got to be careful with that. Yeah.
You know how many friends we've lost, not just from COVID, death
Yeah,
wise,
I know.
just because somebody said, I like blue, I like red.
Yeah, I know.
And these are friends from a long time ago that out of nowhere forget all the good times we had, but now all of a sudden we're concentrating on some colors.
Exactly.
And I've chosen so many times to not say anything because it's not worth it. Now, there are times where I just want to say something.
I've seen you and you're just frustrated. Oh man, I can't take this anymore. I'm going live in 5 minutes.
But you know what? That to me, it's like there's times where the politics of dancing do need to come up eventually. And there are things like, common sense, like common courtesy for others. That I did a rant about that. About dancers being with other dancers, like, yo, but I feel like there are times where we're fighting so much, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It could be from a donkey to an elephant, a number 1 or 2, blue or green, it doesn't matter. And it's got to be a fight. I thought dancing was supposed to be the complete opposite of that. And instead our community is just fighting,
Yeah.
and hating, just hating.
I think it's just a matter of, not many people know how to respect each other anymore. Why? Because social media, the interaction is not as real as interacting in the flesh,
Right.
and it could be misunderstood. We just have to respect each other because it's one thing to call out someone and say, look, I don't agree with your opinion, blah, 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 blah. Well, don't attack the person who just say he disagree or she disagree with you. Don't attack that person,
But also it's the way that you do the posting as well. Because
Yes.
you know that there are some posts that even though they don't want to fight and it's their opinion, they will put down the other opinion already first.
It's condescending. Yeah.
So it's just everybody's amped up. Everybody wants to fight, and it doesn't matter over what. It's just anger. And it just sucks that everything has to be a fight.
That you just gave me an idea. I think I made a topic about sexual harassment the other month. I think we're going to make this topic too. I'm going to bring you as one of the panel. So expect that. I think that there's plenty to talk about when it comes to this. And I think some people need to talk about it. At least you and I are in the middle of talking about this. Like, look, it's one thing to be draconian, but the other one is also draconian in his own belief. You can't do that. You can't change him. That's just the way it is.
That is the other thing that I have been trying to figure it out. Is trying to see it on the other side. So there are times where I do play devil's advocate only because I want to understand the other side as opposed to going, no, you're wrong.
You won't be able to understand it. That I can tell you. I can tell you now, you won't be able to understand it. All you can understand is this. That's what they prefer.
Yeah, it sucks.
Whether you agree with the reason why they prefer that or not, it doesn't matter. That's what they prefer, Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, there I do have my own opinions over certain things. They
Of
might
course.
not be the most popular opinion, but it's an opinion that I'm just looking at it from both sides, and I have questions on both sides. And that's something that I've always been able to do. Is okay. Let me see.
You
It
mean
might
you're
take
you
some
mean
time.
you're a free thinker because that's what I do. It's look, I this is why I don't belong to any parties. I don't want to belong to any parties
Mhm.
because I like some here, I like some here, I dislike some here. What can I do? So
And look, that's a personal choice. I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong. You
yeah,
should have a party. And it's like, okay, that's your opinion. Good for you.
yeah,
And there we go.
yeah.
Yeah, it's sad what's happening nowadays.
Anyways, my dear, that was a fucking great conversation. Hour and a half of nothing but issues and shit. I
Yeah,
love it.
it happened.
All right, my dear, it's great to see you.
Likewise. Thank
As
you.
usual, they could find you on what are your website? I know you're selling some accessories. How do they find that?
On Facebook, I'm under Joe Quinones. I believe on Instagram as well. I also still have a Phoenix.
On
Phoenix
Instagram, it's not Joe
store.
Quinones. It's
Oh no, it's not. It's Dominiricua, which is
see, I
Dominican and
know.
Boricua together. Dominiricua. If you don't know how to spell that, just open your mouth. Dominiricua. There it is. Spell it just like that.
Love it. Love
And
it.
then on Etsy, we just opened our shop called Jonique Boutique.
Yeah, Joni.
And yeah, if you go to on Etsy and look up Jonique Boutique Shop, you will find us. And we do some stuff for dancers as well, or custom orders. And I've been doing a lot of Star Wars nerdy stuff, which I know a lot of people are getting into. So yeah.
Oh, they're so into it right now, especially with the series. So
Oh yeah.
do you
So
have
I
the
got some of
baby?
that
Do you
too.
have the baby Yoda?
Baby,
Not
can you
yet.
bring me my baby Yoda?
Dude, that's one of the
Thank you.
most. That's gonna be a best-selling one. The
Going to be. I think I
I
was
think it
way on.
already is. You're right. You're right. Yeah,
Look at this little guy.
I
Look
love him.
oh my
Love that kid.
Look at his little mouth and his little nose.
I'm gonna title
There's
this.
only one thing I don't like. I don't like this. Look, he's perfect. He's so cute.
No,
Look,
no,
look
no,
at
no,
his
no, no, no,
nose.
no.
What is this? Like, what happened here?
We're gonna find out in the next episode.
I love him so much. He's so cute. Look at his eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Quinones, it's great hanging out with you, my dear. I'll see you soon,
Likewise.
okay?
Yes, thank you. Mwah. Bye.